This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy. And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Oh man, I haven't gotten a single order in forever. Wonder, is anyone there? Hello? Oh god, okay, I'm here. Okay.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
Hello?
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
I think I'll go to the meeting room. Everyone's gone. What happened? Not even my buddy Jim.
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, he entered the door on his left.
I think this way. I think so.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Oh, the employee lounge.
Yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room.
Okay.
But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Okay. I think this.
And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
Okay. I gotta find everyone.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Alright. Let's go. What's this?
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
Here. Okay.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Yeah, go up. Okay. There's gotta be someone here. Okay. Oh, it's so ducky. That's weird. Okay, okay. So no one. Okay. Yeah, it doesn't close.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him.
Jesus Christ.
And so the
this
boss
is
had assigned it
gigantic.
an extra secret PIN
God.
number, 2845.
This
But
is
of course,
gigantic.
Stanley couldn't possibly have known this.
Man. Oh, look. 2845. Oh, look.
Yet incredibly, by simply
Man,
pushing
what?
random
And
buttons
one
on the
just coming into
keypad,
this thing.
Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
It's over here. What is this? What is that? Why was the keypad so gigantic? Okay.
Deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long.
That light is on.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Kind of seems a little sketchy. I'll go that way. That seemed way too sketchy.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold?
Something's
Stanley
coming.
thought to himself. Did he
Oh,
have
man,
the
this is
strength to find out?
This is gigantic. Oh, man.
Now the monitors jumped
Oh, my God.
their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing. This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly? No, he refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never! It was unthinkable. Wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world?
Oh my God. 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 Oh man.
But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
Okay. Big red button. Okay, that does nothing. What? What is that? What is that? What is that? Okay.
And when at last he found the source of the room's power, he knew it was his duty, his obligation, to put an end to this horrible place and to everything it stood for.
What did I do? What did I do? What did I do? What? Where did everything go? Oh, what is that?
Blackness
And who
and a
moved
rising
my watch?
chill of uncertainty. Was it over?
I'm not going there. No, 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 no. I'm not
He had won.
Ah!
He had defeated the
Jesus
machine.
Christ. My life is coming
Unshackled
to an
himself
end.
from someone
Oh,
else's
God.
command.
Oh,
Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even
Yes.
as the immense door
Yes,
slowly
the
opened,
outside world.
Stanley
I can find
reflected on how many
goldfish
puzzles
again.
still lay unsolved.
Yes.
Where had his co-workers
Yes.
gone?
Yeah.
How had he been
But that doesn't
freed
explain
from
who
the
moved my
machine's
watch.
grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him. For it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door. Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.